welcome in to another Cracking the Whips. Now, where to start? I guess with the whip, right? Okay. And one of them I haven't brought over here. So I have been asked to make a shawl for somebody. It's Fibre Spider's Dreamcatcher shawl. I made one for myself with beads, and this person said, I love it, I want you to make me one. And I said, well, you give me the wool, you give me the beads, I'll make it. And a year later, I got the wool, which I'll tell you about momentarily. I've never used it before, but it's Yarn Bee. In fact, let me tell you now. Hang on. Let's get ready. Sorry, should have been more prepared. Anyway, it is Yarn Bee Wrapology, which, there you go, Hues Elegant Eggplant, because in there we have purples against the cream. Now this is 200 gram cake with 524 yards or 480 meters on it. They're recommending a 3.5mm hook. Now, I know when, and I apologise for the redness, it's blooming hot. I know when I made my Dreamcatcher shawl, I made it with the same weight of yarn, which is a sport weight. Oh, and it's 90% cotton, 10% polyester, by the way, sorry. But I used a 6mm hook. I think it was a 6mm hook. Anyway, no, it wasn't. It was a 5mm hook. I did learn lessons making mine, and I let the person know that this is going to. I said, look, I've learnt lessons. I think I'm going to do it this way. I think I'm going to do that. And they've just said, go to it. You know, I know it will be nice. Pressure! But do what you think's right. So, this time, I am using a 6mm hook, and they'll be very pleased because it's purple, a 5mm hook. Now what I'm doing is on all the standard rounds, because this is a round shawl, I'm using the 6mm hook, and I'm doing 8 chains each time. When it's you'll see in a minute. When it's an increasing round, I switch to the 5mm, and I only do 6 chains per round. Not only did she want the shawl, she wanted it beaded. And so, there are beads. Now, not that you can really see brilliantly, but these are seed beads. These are my Yucky, which I highly recommend, and recommended to her. And they're a deep purple and silver lined, which go perfectly with this. And what I'm doing is, unlike what I did with mine, where I was beading all over the place, on this I am beading every other round and beading only on the ends of the chains, whereas for mine I did it on the end and through the middle. But when it comes to an increase round, the row before and the row after, I'm doing the start of a chain and the middle of a chain, so that there's double the beads. So yes, here we go. Here's my whip. I'm not going to be able to show it brilliantly, but, you know, I'll do what I can. So here it is so far. And if I bring it a little bit closer, maybe you can see some of the beads in there. There's a fair few. I've actually got it round the wrong way for you. I'm so sorry. That was very rude of me. Very rude. Rude, Lisa, rude. So, yeah, you can see definitely a lot of beads there. But this is it so far. And the cake never seems to want to end. I mean, I knew doing it with a larger hook it would grow quicker, but I'm getting through a lot less yarn than I did with mine. But I think we're going probably about double this size. So this is keeping on going, but it will be linked down below. So there's one whip. The next whip is one that the people who watch the Quiet Crochet know about, and that is my Blue Waves blanket. Now, the last time you saw it was there, and I've done that much more, but there it is. And this is with an anniversary cake and a 9mm hook, I think. It is the actual pattern that is on the inside of the anniversary cake. And the colour for this, oops, I've just dropped the beads. That wasn't good. I'm actually using an 8mm hook. I lied to you. I'm so sorry. The colour for this is Reef Blue. And I am aiming to use both anniversary cakes that I have to make it. Current, I know this isn't really going to count, but it's going to count, okay? It's crochet and it's a whip. On my hook right now, I have a scrunchie with Picasso from Ice, which I'm aiming to make 1, 2, 3 plus this one, four scrunchies today, so that I can put them on Etsy tomorrow. But there we have my last whip. So that means that all I have left to show you from me is faux, and a couple of them, I've got to say, I'm really quite proud of them. I am. So, first one we'll get over and done with, because you've seen it before. You haven't seen this exact one, because I finished another square for my Amicale blanket. I now have 5 of this pattern and this colouring, the royal blue and silver. It'll always be silver, but the blue shade will change each time. So I've got 5 of these now. I need 4 more, and then the pattern changes. So that's that one. I've already mentioned the scrunchies, so let me just show you the scrunchies and get them over and done with, shall we? So we have Blue Glitzy, Blue Glitzy. We have Rainbow, we have a velvety purple. Everyone seems to make the I've seen so many people, especially on Etsy, only use the chenille stuff. I've never used the chenille stuff except to make this scrunchie. It was the first time I used it. But it's okay, I guess. But, yeah, there we go. Anyway, we have another little colourful one. Nice and summery. We have a kind of a fudge, if you like. Don't eat it. This one got finished today. I do like to try and make them like quite roughly. And I like ruffly scrunchies. So someone out there has got to like ruffly scrunchies. I don't know who, but someone out there's got to like them. But roughly, near enough all the time. Although I've, if she comments down below, I'll pin it. Somebody had ordered for me when I first opened my Etsy shop. They ordered scrunchies from me, and I threw a couple of different ideas at them, and they went for something a little bit out of the ordinary, and I did them up, and I think they're very, very happy with them, because if there's something that you like, but you're like, but if only there was this, or if only that could be done, ask. I personally am more than happy to do whatever you want done with them. Honestly. Right, anyway. And then I made a fluffy one, because it's all fluffy. It's all fluffy. And I couldn't resist. I had to make myself one, but I added extras. So, mine, I plaited it last night, so it's a little bit curly. But I made one that when it's in my hair, these will dangle down. Because why not? Huh? Why not? Okay. Lastly, I told you last month, that I finally have a reason to make baby bits. Now, let's just throw in here the baby beanies that I completely forgot to put a picture in last time, so let's put them in there. Yeah, these were the beanies. Thank you very much for sending me the photo. These were made last month, and these were done. I just didn't have the photo to show you. But now, with what I've done, I've actually got all the items here, so I can show you. So, everything I have made 2 of. And all the patterns are down below as well, where I've got them from. So here we have a baby beanie. And of course, 2. So 2 baby beanies. Then I have, where's the other one of that? There it is. 2 teething rings, turn round ear with bunny ears, and with the teething rings, this wood has been soaked in coconut oil. Now the coconut oil helps the wood to not splinter, and it makes it a lot safer for baby as well as the wood. So, big bonus. And then I made, and I was dreading doing these almost as much as I'm dreading doing the next teething ring, but I'm really, really pleased with these. Again, made 2. It's got a little fuzzy tail, which, let's see if we can, yeah, there we go. I don't know why it just blanked out like that, sorry. But a little fuzzy tail. And there he is. And there's the other one. Okay. Very pleased with how they turned out. And while we've got the focus up on the camera, I made 2 bibs. And they've got poppers on them. Ugh, can't get it in now. Oh my gosh, get in, Lisa, get in. There we go. So they've got poppers to close. And again, 2 of those. And everything baby-wise here, it'll be linked all down below from me. And then I made 2 dummy clips, or dummy reins. I don't know what they're called, but I made 2 of them. And the ones that I absolutely love, I made 2 more. Absolutely love them. So, baby bits done. So what I'm doing is, in between doing the shawl, I'm doing a baby item, and the next baby item I'm due to make, I'm so dreading it, is another teething ring, or 2 teething rings should I say, which they're amigurumi teething rings. Elephants they're supposed to be, and I am procrastinating so much. Bear with me, sorry. One more. Blueberry, pear and apple homemade smoothie. Anyway, I think that is it. Well, from my side anyway. So I suppose now, better put it over to you guys, huh? Go, 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 go! So let's begin with Amarina Crochet and Amarina's Crochet and Tell. Her whip. It doesn't have a ball band, so she can't tell you what yarn it is, but she's using a size 4 hook and making a virus pattern into a head covering who she has passed on as Happy Mail to someone. She's planning on making a few others with different yarns. Next we have Dragon Bee Crochet, Miss Lisa. This is now not a whip, but it is a faux, sort of. She said she found some embroidery hoops in her stash and thought about something for the kitchen window. So she was thinking about hunting for thrift stores and yard sales for more hoops. So as soon as she gets some more, she'll probably be adding to it. But all of these are using scrap bits of yarn. Great scrap buster. The big one that you can see is around 12 inches across. Then she is also working on a yarn bombing project, which she does on a regular basis. This is just a start, and she's hoping to install it in the next couple of weeks. And then we have 2 faux and 2 whips. So we have a matching bag and sweater, which is also found on her channel, which you can see both of here. Now matching means matching. They are using the same yarn, even though it doesn't look like it in the pictures. That's what lighting will do for you. The squares are part of charity blankets, especially for the NICU. And the purple one, as you can see, it has a hoop around it, so it is aiming to be as big as the hoop. Miss Zara, she is sending a picture of her shawl. She needs to find a similar colourway where she is, because she's almost run out of yarn and still needs to keep going. It is a Hobie yarn, but unfortunately they don't ship to India, and she needs it to be a bit bigger because this shawl is going to her mum and she wants it to actually be nice and snug for mum, or should I say snugly. It is a bag a day crochet shawl, the crystal blue sensation. The yarn is Hobie Dahlia, and she's using a 4.25mm hook. She is also making another shawl for herself. Good girl. She's using Shawl in a Ball by Lion Brand in the colourway Wind Chimes. A 3.75 hook, and it is the Easy Summer Shawl, the Butterfly Effect, also by Crystal Bag o' Day. Sharon has just finished knitting a shawl using yarn from James C. Brett, 5.5mm circular needles, and no colour control. That is the way it works up. Melanie, Lethalie's little hook. So this first one is her Count My Blessings shawl by OM Granny Square. She's using her very first Red Heart It's a Wrap rainbow that has just been gifted, which is apparently what the pattern's actually written in. And the colour is Couture, using a 4mm hook, and then a Filet MCal by Nikki's Homemade Crafts, using James C. Brett Northern Lights, one ball, one shawl DK, and a 4mm hook. And she's practically finished it now, I think. And then Bath Mitt, a free Yarnspirations pattern called Baby's Bath Buddies. She's making them for a friend's son in Peaches and Cream, and a 4mm hook. Next we have Snaily, Miss Jodie. She's been working on this whip for around 8 weeks. The pattern is by Atty S. She has done this called the Katona Flower Shawl, and she's using Katona cotton yarn, neon shades and black. Next we have Slug, the Naked Snail, aka Demetra. She started this back in October 2019 and just pushed it aside, practically forgetting about it. It is the Eura wrap by Jennifer Renaud, I think. Please, please don't tell me off. She's only got one ball left of the colourway that she's got there, so she's going to use it up, and however big it is, that's how big it'll be. Perp is making preemie baby hats. So the pattern is Perfect Premature and Newborn Unisex Baby Hats by Mariana Mel, which is a free pattern on Ravelry, and there are 4 different sizes in the pattern. And she has made traffic light hats. Now I thought this was a wonderful idea. The red, orange and green, because every baby wears a traffic light hat for the first 24 hours, which denotes the level of care, support and checks that baby needs. What a wonderful idea. And then this lapgan, which she started in April, and she did show us the whip of it, as shown here. But then,
It is now a faux. Well done, Miss Perp. Or Paula, Knitting Purple. Well done. It is a crochet sampler lap gown. Every square is a different stitch. And lastly, we have Karen Y. This is her faux from the Granny Squares using scrap yarn. It's a lap gown. And a whip that is now a faux, which is a baby blanket using I Love This yarn in Arctic Ice, 4.5mm knitting needles, and the pattern is called Molly's Blankie by Jennifer Holmes. And her current whip that she has got going is a baby blanket, again using I Love This yarn in and a 4.5mm pair of knitting needles, and the double moss stitch.
And we're back. Ta-da! Thank you to everyone who has shared with us their whips, and some of the whips that have turned into faux. If you have a whip, yeah, anyway, if you have a whip and you're willing to share for next month, please send me an email with the name of the pattern and the designer, or at least a link to the pattern or the tutorial. Would be very handy. Please. The size hook you're using, the yarn you're using, and of course a picture of your whip. And then next month I can show off your stuff. And if you've already done a whip this time round and you finish it and it becomes a finished object for next month, show us the finished object, which would be a bonus. But that's it for this month. So thank you to all the people that have shared. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll have a good weekend. Just remember to smile. Oh, factoid. Factoid for this video is, because you're going to need the factoids for my podiversary on the 16th of July. And some people have even donated. So you've got extra special prizes and gifts coming in. The factoid is, I love walking around in bare feet, especially on grass and sand. I absolutely love it. I'm a woman of texture and I love the feel of the earth beneath my tootsies. There we go. Anyway, I'm going now, I promise. See you later. Bye bye.